Sarah Hagenow is with us, the 78th Alice in Dairyland, checking in from across this great state. How are you this day?
Oh, I am doing so well, Philip. Thank you so much for having me on. Of course, a cold and blustery day, but we are making the most of it. I get lots of warmth and energy visiting people from across Wisconsin in the agricultural community, so no day is too cold out on the road.
Well, I know it's holiday season, and nothing goes better with baking than butter, does it?
Oh, absolutely, and especially Wisconsin butter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best. So I guess maybe talk us through butter production and some facts that you have.
This time of year, baking and cooking might be at the top of people's minds as they're preparing their holiday menus, getting ready to get together with family. Of course, a lot of us gather over delicious meals that just bring people together. The one ingredient that binds not only our meals together, but also our gatherings is butter, of course. Butter is made from two simple ingredients as well. It's just cream and salt. So it's one of the most wholesome ingredients that you can add to your baking and cooking that adds that depth, that richness, that decadence that a Wisconsin holiday is known for. Our dairy cows across the state make sure we have plenty of cream available to keep our 14 butter processing plants busy all throughout the year. This helps Wisconsin be one of the top 2 butter-producing states in the nation. And this all finds its way to grocery store shelves across the country. Americans today consume about 6.5 pounds of butter annually, which some people might be surprised to hear is a 50-year high.
Wow. Why do you think that is?
I think people know that butter is that pure, rich, wholesome ingredient. Like I mentioned, it takes only 2 ingredients really to make. So if people want those pure and natural food ingredients to add to their celebrations, they're really reaching for that real butter, which is so simple. And butter seriously contributes to Wisconsin's $52.8 billion dairy industry. So not only does it taste good, you're also supporting local farming families across the state. 99% of our dairy farms here in Wisconsin are family-owned, so it helps you keep that holiday sense of family around and helps you give that holiday cheer to other families across our state.
So how are you using butter this season, Sarah?
There are lots of different ways to use butter, and a couple of my favorites include in rich cookies, in those flaky pie crusts. There's a chocolate pie that my family makes, as well as in rich sauces that go well on main courses. However, one of my favorites is compound butter, or butter that has simply been mixed with other ingredients. These are ideal for using maybe as a dip or a spread on your appetizer table, as well as putting on other main dishes so you can really get that great smell and show-stopping look. These also use up other ingredients that you might have on hand, such as fruits, cheeses, herbs, maybe other things you're using elsewhere in the kitchen that you can add to this butter. There are lots of different flavor profiles to explore with compound butters at home as well. If you enjoy dill and citrus, pear and blue cheese, cranberry and chipotle to make the most out of our state fruit, there are easily customizable options for whatever you and your family might like to eat. One that I am particularly in favor of is a savory cheese and herb butter compound. It's very easy to make. Ingredients just include a softened butter, Wood River Creamery cheddar Gruyere cheese, minced herbs like basil, parsley, oregano, rosemary, whatever you might have on hand, and then just salt and pepper to taste. All you need to do is mix it up in the blender and then shape it however you would like, put it in the fridge, and then you have a great spread, great topping to enjoy for the holiday season. I myself like to put this on a Hasselback potato after I've made a Hasselback potato and have that really eye-catching, delicious dish that is sure to please everyone. Any brand of Wisconsin-style Alpine cheese or cheddar cheese can be substituted for the cheddar cheese in this recipe. Cheddar Gruyere, in this recipe. But Alpine cheeses are really nice because they were originally handcrafted in the Alps in Switzerland to weather those frequent snowstorms. So they're nutty, they're rich, they're full-bodied, and they're perfect for evoking any of those cozy, wintry holiday feelings.
Is there a spot where folks can find some of the recipes that you talk about, Sarah?
This recipe and many more just like it can be found at the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin website, wisconsincheese.com/butter. Here you'll find tips as well for how to use butter and make sure you're getting the most out of it. Also, while you're doing your holiday shopping this year in a grocery store or a retailer, I encourage everyone to look for the Proudly Wisconsin Dairy Badge, which can be found on product packaging, or the number 55, followed by a couple other numbers. These two signs signify that this dairy product or this butter was processed in a Wisconsin plant or it's coming from a Wisconsin dairy farm. So it's a great way to identify genuine dairy, support local this time of year, contribute to the local economy, and support our family farms all across the state.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add about butter? Any additional information, Sarah?
Absolutely. Butter itself is very rich. It must contain at least 80% milk fat so that it has that richness and that creaminess. Also, it takes about 21 pounds of butter or it takes about 21 pounds or 2.4 gallons of milk to make 1 pound of butter. In comparison to cheese, it takes about 10 pounds of milk to make 1 pound of cheese. So a little bit more production here with the butter. But like I said, our dairy cows are hard at work making sure we have plenty of milk and cream to keep our butter processing plants busy. For those that are looking for tips on how to use butter, you can freeze butter in the original packaging inside resealable bags. Salted butter will keep a little bit longer in the freezer for about 12 months, while that unsalted butter keeps for about 4 months, but still plenty of time to make sure you're using it up throughout the year. Salt does help keep that butter a little bit fresher. So even out of the refrigerator, you want to keep your kitchen at about 70 degrees or lower to keep it a little bit fresher. And once salted butter is softened, it should be used within about a week.
Wow, okay. Lots of things to remember. I can really tell the difference if I'm eating a cookie or something else if someone does not use butter. It's very noticeable to me. How about you?
I could not agree more. You can definitely taste when that butter is in there versus when it's not. And I always like to say, too, you can really taste the difference with Wisconsin butter, too. It's a difference that starts at our farms with our lush grasslands here in Wisconsin, our dairy cows that forage on these grasslands and have great feed and great care day in and day out. And then, of course, the hard work of our dairy farmers and our dairy processors that ensure we have the highest quality dairy products to enjoy, not just here in the state, but all across the nation. And real butter just has that taste that cannot be replaced by other substitutes.
I also note when I'm going around covering local basketball games, the schools that use real butter, there's nothing like real butter on popcorn, is there?
Hey, you mentioned one of the great ways to enjoy it, real butter on popcorn, maybe your baked potato at the state fair, thinking of some ways to use it in summer. I know all the time, breads, cookies, baked goods, pastries, all of them need that butter so you get that flaky dough and that really, really rich taste. I know I personally enjoy it on a grilled cheese as well when I'm looking for a great comfort meal. Spread your butter on that grilled cheese, get some good tomato soup, and enjoy lots of different Wisconsin cheese. There's plenty of options to enjoy with over 600 types, styles, and varieties made here in Wisconsin. So you can't go wrong on getting that double dose of dairy.
Well, this holiday season, not only butter, but a great gift item for someone, especially someone who has everyone, is some Wisconsin agriculture products, right?
Certainly. And coming back to those butter compounds, if people are looking for a great edible gift to give people that really shows you put that thought and a little bit of extra work or elbow grease into your gift, giving those compound butters is a great way to show your love and appreciation during the holiday season. There's so many different ways to combine ingredients, try different flavors that can fit anyone's preference. So even using that as a gift, you can wrap it up in some really pretty parchment paper, put some pretty bows and ribbons on it, just to give that handcrafted, artisanal feel from America's Dairyland. You can't go wrong.
So you suggest the compound butter with dill? That sounds pretty good, actually.
It's a unique combination, but it is very surprisingly refreshing and delicious. That dill and citrus has a way of complementing each other. That chipotle and cranberry butter that I talked about as well goes great on bread, got a little bit of kick, but the creaminess of the butter and the tartness of the cranberries all melds together in a very unique flavor combination that is a kind of a surprise to your taste buds.
Well, for those that don't know, your sister was also Alice in Dairyland. Do you guys have like a little rivalry cook-off at the holidays or anything like that?
I would like to say that I might be a little bit more creative in the kitchen than Ashley is, but she has certainly come along in recent years. We don't so much compete against each other as we like to find new recipes and make them together. So then we can bring them to our holiday celebrations. as a collective Hagenow sister duo. I know my mom and I personally also do a butternut squash mac and cheese recipe that we just created over the years. Uses lots of great Wisconsin cheese. Of course, squash, one of our specialty crops here in Wisconsin. Lots of pumpkin patches, and fall growers might have butternut squash available. You can find it in the grocery store as well. A great way to combine those flavors of Wisconsin with, of course, Wisconsin cheese and Wisconsin butter. We love bringing that one to the holidays, and it's also a pretty healthy option if you're looking to get in some of those great nutrients from the butternut squash.
That does sound good. You always make us very, very hungry, Sarah, when you join us, so thank you for that. So
It's my pleasure, Philip. When I come in, I'll be sure to bring some extra treats, and you can try that butternut squash.
Ooh, I think so. That sounds good to me. The last time we saw you was at the River Valley School Fair. It was a little warmer then, but you have been making the way around the area, so we'll hope to have you in the studio here live and in person one of these days.
I sure hope so, too, and spread that holiday cheer. You know, going into the new year, we have lots of fun things coming up, whether it's talking about the 79th Alice in Dairyland applications opening here in January, looking ahead to the finals in May. We also will be talking about potatoes and ginseng and some Wisconsin dairy with our cheese campaign coming up. Lots of fun things to look forward to, and I am so excited to share them with you throughout the year.
All right, Sarah Hagenow, 78th Alice in Dairyland joining us. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you as well, Phil. Merry Christmas. Have a safe and healthy New Year to all those listening and to everyone at the station.